What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And yes, today is Nature Day in Animal Crossing, and that means we have two brand new design opportunities, and I'm going to tell you all about them and different examples on how to use them. So first of all, when you get into your plaza here, our boy Leaf is looking mighty fine, and all you have to do is talk to him, and he has a couple interesting things about him. So first of all, let's get to the less interesting one. So he says, let's talk weeds. He actually does buy your weeds for 20 bells a pop, which is pretty good, but I'm warning you right now, do not sell him anything, okay? Because you are going to need weeds. So just a little tip there. And then the best part of this is I'm here to shop, and he actually has very exciting stuff. So of course, the new azalea options are in full bloom, no pun intended, but pink azaleas, white azaleas, red hibiscus, and yellow hibiscus. Very exciting stuff. I think I bought like 10 of each. I'm not done yet. And then the flower section, he actually had some flowers that I don't have on my island. So lilies, mums. I do have mums from other islands, but the lilies I bought 10 of each. So that's how you buy the azaleas. You buy them from him. But best tip I can offer you guys, don't sell him weeds. All right, so once you are done shopping with your boy Leaf, plant any 4 of the bushes that he sells, because that is one of the Nook Mile objectives. It is going to be a special Nature Day Nook Mile. It'll be one of these, but it'll be surrounded by green. It's really easy to tell. So all you have to do is plant 4 of the bushes that Leaf sells. Now, by doing that, you will unlock something else. So after you plant 4 bushes, go to Tom Nook, and he will actually reward you for participating in Nature Day. And then that's when he gives you the DIY for hedges. It's very exciting. And then of course, once you have your DIY for hedges, just learn the DIY card and you will get this new recipe for hedges. Now, what I was saying before about keeping those weeds on hand, you will need them because this recipe calls for 10 clumps of weeds, 5 tree branches, and 2 stone. Now, I know a lot of you pick your islands a lot and there's probably no weeds, so your best bet is to go to these mystery islands and to just pick all the weeds on the island. I suggest you pick a ton because I had to make a ton of hedges for all of these ideas today. But luckily I had a bunch of hedges in my inventory, so that wasn't a problem. But just a heads up, get all your weeds together. Don't sell any to Leaf, at least right now, in order to make these hedges. All right, so once you get your hedges made, they will look like a fence icon right here. And that's really because hedges, that's their main purpose, is to kind of fence off areas, separate areas. So we're gonna go over some design ideas that I've come up with. Leave yours in the comments section below because this is a brand new item. So hedges, yeah, they'll come up as fencing. So every recipe that you make, every DIY that you make of the hedges will give you 10. So I have 40 here, so I've made it 4 times. So let me show you the first thing I did. The first thing I did, and many of you were asking about how to make your general plaza look a bit better. So I completely tore up all of my stone fencing and replaced it with hedging. It took a lot, but I think it's worth it. It gives my island definitely more of a nature vibe, and I mean, it's super green now. So I like the way it looks, I really do. Now, the next thing I did, I was working on this area before. If you guys watched yesterday's video, I think this looks a lot better. So before I show you that, let me show you the before picture, the one that you guys probably saw yesterday. I wasn't really happy with it. It was just a brick flooring and then that blue iron fencing, which I love, but it just didn't look right to me. So what I did, as you guys can see, is I extended this area. I extended the brick path a little bit more, put hedging fencing all the way around, and then these are just the simple iron garden tables. So I put these out here, moved my coffee stand that was actually at my farmer's market down here, and I think this looks great. I think it looks like an extension of the plaza, and it's just a nice little chill spot to hang out. This is looking a little bit bare here. I'm waiting to get the park bench, the iron one, so I'll probably put that there once I get that. But I think this looks really good, and everyone has brick in their plaza, so this could be a good way to kind of keep it cohesive, and I think this space is really great. I had this dirt and flower thing out here, which I kept. It looks good. I just added another one just because I made this a lot wider. I really like this idea though. You guys can copy this obviously and make a different pattern. Maybe you want to make a square instead of a longer rectangle, but I think that looks really good. And it matches, of course, with this. So it's all about being cohesive. I like that. Now, the other thing that I did was on this side, I put some dark brown dirt, and it's, let me show you here. Yeah, dark dirt path, that's what it's called. And then I put a strip over here. Now, this is the first design idea for these brand new bushes. So all I did here was I have white and red hyacinths. Obviously, I wanted that to kind of match. So all I did was put these white azaleas here. Now, obviously, I don't time travel, so I can't show you exactly what they look like, but I can do the next best thing. So this is what they'll look like. So let me just dig this up. So right here, this is what they'll look like, white azaleas. So when they finally bloom, I don't know if it's 2 days, 3 days, but I think it'll be worth it. So that's the first design idea, using these bushes to kind of separate your flower beds. I think is a really good look. So I have one here, one here. I'm debating whether or not to put another flower bed here, but whatever. But yeah, I just put 2 bushes, and right on the corner, I think it's a great way to mix it up. So a bush here, and maybe because of that separation, I can then put a different type of flower, maybe those tulips that I got or something like that. So the other major way that I implemented these hedges was actually add a bit more layering to my town. So as you guys know, I kind of told you about this soil fence pattern with the flowers. I actually put the hedges behind the fence as well. So again, it just makes another layer. It's a bit more depth, and it kind of gives some privacy. I actually did it with my town here. So it's kind of gives a bit more privacy for the yard. So if you want to put anything in people's yards, it's a bit more discreet. So I really like the way this looks. I put this all throughout my town. And let me know what you think about putting it right behind the fences. It's kind of weird because it literally is a fence and then another fence. But obviously because it's leaves, it looks a lot better. But yeah, I put that all throughout my town. I think it looks a bit more full too. You guys were kind of saying that your neighborhoods look a little on the barren side. So I think that this is a nice way to make these look full. And then as you can see here, I did this all on this side as well. And like I was talking about the yards being more discreet, I still kept the clothesline up, but now it's a lot harder to kind of see it, which I like personally. It kind of gives the feel of a nice private yard. And then over here, these lattice fencing, I didn't put one here. I just think that it looks good. Just if you're using lattice fencing, I think less is more because it's all about the flowers when you have the lattice fencing. But yeah, I did that. And then let me go to my neighborhood up here. So yeah, I just kept it consistent. As you can see, I put the hedging behind the fencing, and I really love it, especially these houses that don't have much of a yard. I really like the look of that. And of course, my secret yard is even more secret now because of the hedging. So I love it. The hedging is great. Okay, and then the last idea that I had for the hedging is I just made a simple dirt path. I think you guys might know where I'm going with this, but of course you have to have a maze. So my advice for you guys is to just make a dirt path, and it's a lot easier to kind of put your pathing down and see how your maze is going to look. But make sure that you have spacing in between, obviously, because the fencing has to go there. So let me just tell you, let me just show you guys. And this will be cool for your friends. Like imagine just putting like an item here or something. And then, you know, making mazes and having your friends come over and try and get the item or something like that. So let me just put this down. Super simple, you know, fencing all the way around, and you just want to block out the paths. Obviously this is a very simple design just to kind of show you guys, but you can go crazy. I can imagine you guys just going crazy with this. So here you go. This is my little simple maze design, and you can go as complex as you want. The great thing about these is that I think they're really creative, and you can have a lot of fun with your friends. The only thing about these though is that they do take up quite a bit of land. So if you're going to go with a maze, I think that you should really commit and do it justice. And then you can also, of course, put paths in between, make dead ends, fool your friends. And then you can go a step further if you want, which I'm not really a fan of. And that's just terraforming land, like terraform land up and then put the hedge on top if you want kind of like a higher maze. I like this though. I still think it gets the point across, and it can be confusing, you know, if you have a bigger maze. And then this even works if you're a beginner in the game too and you don't have terraforming, because I think it looks just as good without the dirt path. Obviously, it looks a lot better with the dirt path, but there you go. I mean, it looks just as good. All right, guys, so that's a brief introduction to the possibilities of hedges, bushes, very exciting stuff for Nature Day. There's still a lot more content coming with Red coming to the island, bringing you guys like museum pieces and stuff like that. So stay tuned for even more videos. I'm going to talk to Rosie. She just moved in today, and I'm going to let you look at these awesome comments. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you very soon.